Let's get started here looking at the grain trade. Under some pressure now. The sell-off beginning kind of slow this morning. Let's go to the board and check out corn, first of all, down to over a nickel here now. That's where we were last half hour. December down 5 3/4 and below the 350 level. We'll see how important that might be to traders when we again check in with our traders around the country. March corn down over a nickel here as well, 357.5. Soybeans down even more, down a dime right now, and we lose the $10 money in that November and about to lose it for January. So a little bit of a sell-off today. Let's get some answers here. Todd Horwitz. Wow, great timing to have him with us. He has all the answers for us. BubbaTrading.com. No pressure.
No pressure. Me and Agro Liquid, baby. We got it all. Yeah, we got it all taken care of.
Well, you talked about there'll be a sell-off, Mark. Look out here. You know, don't know when, but it looked a little bit overbought to you, and here we are today.
You know, I think, if we look around the complex, so let's look at corn. Corn is fine. I think 345 is going to be the key level in corn. Obviously, farmers and producers, we'd like to have it at 355 or 385, but I think the support's going to come in at 345 at worst. So I think we're going to be fine and steady here. I think it's shown to me the way it's developing, it's all been good, okay? And then if we look at soybeans, I think soybeans still have some issues to work out, and I'm looking for really 980, but I think that 960 is still in play now that we move to January. So I think there's going to be some pressure still on the beans. I don't think that they're going to be able to break out like the others. And of course, wheat looks pretty solid. And when I got up here, it was still higher on the day. I think wheat's going significantly higher once it finally breaks through all this stuff. And we still have some outside noise here. We've got some pressure on the dollar, which is interesting, pressure on the dollar, pressure on the grains. But I think they've already priced the dollar in as I thought. I think they priced in this move. So overall, I think you're seeing some natural selling, some profit taking, and I think it's healthy for the market. It makes it better for the longer term rally and for a more sustainable rally when we see these little corrections within the market. So as long as we can hold 345, I think we're solid and good to go and looking for opportunities to buy for higher prices.
Okay, that's now you're still looking at December corn, and when you're talking about 345.
Yes, sir.
But you've moved to January beans. When you're talking about maybe 960 would be the support. You're talking January now, not November.
Correct. I'm out of November. I mean, usually what I'll talk about is what's considered top step here. So I think that, and we were originally 940 to 10 basis November. Now in Jan, we're like 960, 1020. And I think we saw that 1020 play, and you saw it Friday came down hard, and then yesterday again it closed hard. So I think you're going to start to see a run down to that 960 level. Then we'll look at it and evaluate. But I'm assuming that for 15 weeks we've stayed within that tight range. I think it continues.
Very good. What about the volume of trade here today that you can tell so far with this sell-off? Is there a lot of volume here on the day so far?
No, volume is very muted. We've got a lot of news coming out this week, which is the Fed tomorrow, the Bank of Japan, the Bank of England, and the jobs number. So volumes are kind of muted in all exchanges right now as everybody kind of waits to anticipate what's going to be what's the news going to do. We see gold going crazy to the moon, which indicates is the Fed maybe not going to hike rates. So there's a whole bunch of things going on, and people are kind of up at the betting window placing their bets right now.
Yeah, I saw that November. We have gold up here now, Todd, up over $16 an ounce here. December up $16 an ounce as well, as you say. While gold is higher, crude oil a little bit lower here through all week long here. Now getting a little bit of a bounce here today, but you're one who's been stepping out here and saying, I think there's $3 or $4 more to go on the downside. Others, maybe not agree. What are your thoughts here on December crude?
I think crude goes to 40. Okay. I think you're going to look at 48, which we just stopped at. I think the next spot to look would be like 46 to 44. We should stop it for a little bit, but when it's all said and done, we're going to probably see 40. You've got a little bit too many people trying to play too much of the outside news. You know how I think about that.
Yeah.
The money is showing me that we're going to see some selling. Now, yesterday's sell-off was very hard and very deep, which is why I think we're not selling off today. Most will tell you, well, it's the pipeline problem, but really it's the sellers ran out for a little bit, and you're holding here, and surprisingly enough, you're not railing, which even shows me it's even weaker than I even think it is. I think 40 is certainly in play, and I'm personally short, and I'm not going to cover until we get to around 40. And then I think that farmers and producers look to start locking in prices for next year at these $40 levels when we get there.
Yeah, waiting a little bit more. Todd Horwitz, always count on the analysis there. Hopefully helpful for you viewers and listeners. Not done yet. We'll take a 1-minute break, come back, and we'll talk livestock with him in a minute. Seeing a big jump in the cattle. We'll We'll see what he thinks about that in 1 minute. Be right back. Welcome back to Market Day Report, and we go back to Chicago. Todd Horwitz, Bubba Trading. It's BubbaTrading.com. By the way, Todd, you like to help anyone who's interested in, laying off risk, whether they're buying or selling or whatever their side might be. And you've got a webinar coming up here, later this week, a free webinar?
Yeah. Yes, Thursday at 5 o'clock Central, I've got a free webinar for farmers and producers. I'm going to talk about why I think the markets do what they do and how to assess risk and put yourself in a much better position. All you have to do is go to my website, BubbaTrading.com, and you can sign up for it there. It's free, no obligation. We're going to have a good time doing it.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for all the great work you do for us. Now, live cattle, feeder cattle. Thought about you the last half hour. For people that are not familiar, you say, I don't like these violent swings. It's not healthy for anybody in the trade longer term, and we're seeing a $2 advance in cattle, a $4 advance in feeders. What do you think about those numbers today?
I had certain objectives which we've now reached, okay, on the upside. If we're looking at November feeders, my objectives were like 126, 127, okay?
And
we've got there, okay? Now, again, I still like it, but I'm looking now, I think you're going to see a pretty good pullback here. This looked like, today's action looks like the end of a rally where we held the bottom, which we held for a few days, which I was looking for. We got that big rally. This looks like they finally squeezed the last shorts out, so we got an unbelievable straight-up parabolic spike. So I think I'm looking for a pullback to like 124, 123. I think that looks good. If you want to look at January, I think 120, which is right where we're at. I think you want to look at 117 to step back in. Again, I'm bullish to space. I wouldn't get too crazy here, but I think that there's going to be a little bit of a pullback, and in a short time as a speculator, I would take a small short position here, I think. But both of them, I think, are going higher in time. But I think this rally today is like what we call it in the trade a blow-off, where price and time became irrelevant and people were just buying just to buy.
Very good. Real quick, look at the live hog futures here. We got about 20 seconds just for your quick thoughts in the pork complex.
I think pork looked great. It did exactly what we thought. I think it pulls down to probably 45, 44. Look to be a buyer, but we're probably going to start looking into February because I think we're just about done with December.
Yeah, you're going to roll out of December already into February. Todd Horwitz, Todd, thank you so much. Appreciate that. We're not done with you yet. We'll be back tomorrow, visit some more, and we look forward to that already.
Thanks, Mark. Have a great day.
Todd Horwitz, BubbaTrading.com, as he mentions, a free webinar for you this week. Go to his email, or his web, rather, at BubbaTrading.com and learn all about it. No charge and no obligation. That's why we like him on our team.
Oh, yeah. Great analysis there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Markets Editor Mark Oppold.